Today we're at Leesburg, Florida on the Harris chain of lakes for Megabucks number 4, the exciting double elimination tournament that brings spectators face to face with 10 professional bass anglers. And right now, as we're talking, these top 10 pros are over on Little Lake Harris trying to catch the bass that will bring one angler more than $100,000 for just 6 days' work. And you'll be right there with these fishermen as they cast for cash for Megabucks. I'm Ray Scott. Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back from Leesburg, Florida.
Humminbird does it again. TCR, the first high-definition depth sounders. With 455 kilohertz, you actually see more fish in more detail, and even in red. Take control with 7 simple buttons. Just snap the TCR into place. This all-new unit design mounts almost anywhere, and the compact TCR sensor makes transducers obsolete. TCR, absolutely brilliant technology from Humminbird.
You know, in the last 20 years, there's been a lot of changes at Ranger. Safety has always been a priority, and today, Ranger is noted for its unmatched flotation features. We've changed interiors dramatically. Hull designs are now so advanced they're patented, and our latest innovation is a revolutionary all-fiberglass transom. There's one thing that hasn't changed, though, and that's our total commitment to quality and value. And you have my word on that.
If you're enjoying today's show, there's much more fun plus fishing success in store for you as a member of the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society. Your membership benefits include your own subscription to Bassmaster Magazine, 10 big issues a year packed with the best how-to information and secret techniques for catching more bass. Plus, we'll send your own membership card, your embroidered patch and decal, and because landing your limit of bass is getting tougher and tougher these days, we'll get you primed for instant success with this free bonus tackle pack. This pack includes Berkeley Trilene line, Man's new Baby 1-, a pack of auger tail worms, and if you act now, I'll send you a free copy of the Bass and Magic, the best book ever covering the basics of catching bass. A total value of $9.95, and it's yours free with a $15 paid membership. So join Bass now. Call me now at 1-800-543-1300. Call 1-800-543-1300.
Megabucks 4, the exciting double elimination tournament that will bring one angler $108,000 for just 6 days' work.
What was that?
But that one bass fisherman must first qualify for the final 2-day 10-man fish-off. These anglers started here on the Harris chain of lakes Monday. They've competed 3 days. Yesterday, the field was narrowed to the top 50 fishermen. And this morning, those 50 anglers begin the 4th and final elimination day, fishing to make the top 10. Those 10 finalists determined this afternoon will compete 2 more days for the championship and the Megabucks that go with it. They'll fish a 10-hole course on Little Lake Harris, which has been off limits this week. Each angler with a non-fishing observer in the boat will fish each hole for 50 minutes, then rotate to the next hole. Besides the tension of competition, the 10 finalists will feel the added pressure of network television cameras surrounding them and spectators lining the banks. But there will be a winner. However, today there are 50, and from that group, 10 will qualify to compete in the championship round tomorrow. But there's one Bassmaster here, Shaw Grigsby, who's led the tournament all 3 days, and it looks like he'll stay on top.
Wind let up on me. I allowed for the wind and it didn't blow at that time.
There she is.
Oh, man.
There she is.
She swam from out the bed and ate it, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Come on, darling. Come on, darling. Whew. Golly. I'm glad this sucker hadn't decided to jump. I think my heart had quit. No.
She just decided to.
No. Thank you. She had that mouth open the whole way to jump.
I thought she was gonna come up, sure enough. Man,
She wouldn't have
she
thrown
wasn't
it.
gonna get loose.
Thanks, guy. Boy, she got fired up there.
She did. She tasted, what, she was 3 foot from the bed when she hit the bait?
Ken, that's my stringer, guy. You're on your own now.
Yeah, really.
It's weigh-in time, and unlike most Bassmaster tournaments, there are 10 winners, the final 10 of Megabucks 4. Elimination round champion Shaw Grigsby of Florida, 3-time Bassmaster Classic champion Rick Clunn of Texas, Steve Daniel of Florida, Texan John Hale, local favorite Jim Bitter of Florida, David Vance of Texas, Floridian Jerry Williams, another Floridian John Holly, Bill Bartlett of Tennessee, and Truman Hudnall of Louisiana. The Bassmasters will be right back for the championship round of Megabucks 4. Don't go away.
They say this is where the big ones come for breakfast. They say this here spinner will have them jumping in the boat. Well, they convinced me. Now all they gotta do is convince the fish.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything else were as dependable as your Johnson outboard?
I'd like to introduce you to Magnum 1440, an exciting new fishing line designed only for revolving spool casting reels. It's made from an ultra-strong nylon never before used in fishing line. Its oval shape allows you to cast this 40-pound test line as though it were 14-pound. Now you can make long, smooth casts with a line strong enough to haul the biggest fish out of heavy cover. Magnum 1440, one of the new power lines from DuPont.
Only nature has more control than the new Ambassador Light Series reels. Abu Garcia asked 2,000 bass anglers what they wanted in a reel. Then they designed the lightweight Ambassador Light and Light Plus. With performance you can depend on, a price you can afford, and a lifetime guarantee. Get an Ambassador Light. Only the bass will wish you hadn't.
Day 1 of the Megabucks championship round, and the weather has worsened. A major cold front which swept into the area yesterday drove temperatures this first morning to a bone-chilling 26 degrees, forcing cancellation of the normal run-by boat to the fishing area. Instead, the anglers and their identical bass rigs were taken by the official tow vehicles to a launch site on Little Lake Harris, the 3,000-acre lake on which these anglers will spend the next 10 hours. The weather is cold, the wind terrible, but there are some protected holes, like the one Shaw Grigsby is fishing.
Come on, darling. Come on, darling. Whew. It's gonna be a decent fish if I can keep it. No. No, baby. Stay down. Oh, yeah, it's just a nice one. Just a nice one. Oh. Here we go, darling. Play yourself down. And in the boat. Yes. Yes. You can't tell I'm excited, can you? I'm happy about that little sucker. March on, march on.
The first day's competition is over, and 2 anglers with bass in the live well comment on their angling techniques.
Well, I've been using a jerkbait all through the tournament. Usually the cold weather doesn't affect those fish too much. The fish I'm after are males that are still guarding fry from the previous spawn, so I really didn't think the weather would affect that very much, but I got my 2 good holes early this morning, and I really couldn't see where the old beds were. I knew approximately where they were, and I did catch 2 fish early this morning on that and missed a couple other ones along with a couple shorts. But then the wind was so bad, the next 2 holes I had little spots in them where I could do that too. I just couldn't fish it down there. After that, the holes I had, I didn't think much of, but that's really where I caught 2 of my big fish in, was just the rum-dum holes. So I was mildly surprised. The fish I caught were fairly shallow yet, which surprised me.
Just fished real hard. I slowed down a lot. I think that was the real key. In fact, I told my observer, Matt Vincent, I told him, I said, today the main thing I want you to do is just to remind me to slow down. And just every hour or so, just say the 2 words, slow down, and that'll keep me keyed in on it, and it really worked. So I tried to slow down and keep my baits going slow and my presentations nice and soft, and it worked well for me.
Despite the wind and the cold, the spectators turn out en masse for the first weigh-in of Megabucks 4, and the favorites come to the weigh-in stand.
Here comes Big Jim Bitter. Jim, congratulations. How many fish did you actually have?
5.
5 bass of a 7 bass creel. That's what he could have brought in. And we can drain the water, and Jim, let's weigh these fish, and then we'll talk. Watch this. Remember, the lead is 7-2. You've taken the lead with 7 pounds and 4 ounces, our new leader.
And now yesterday's leader.
Now, Shaw, you are leading, and we have a lead preceding you of 11 pounds and 4 ounces by Jim Bitter. Now, Jim's weight's it's gonna be close to yours, but we'll just know in a minute. We're draining that last bit of water off. And watch the scales, folks. 11 pounds and 3 ounces. 1 ounce short of Jim Bitter.
The Bassmasters will be right back with the thrilling conclusion of Megabucks 4. Don't go away.
You know, it really didn't surprise me when the New York Times reported that President George Bush claimed that his favorite magazine of all was Bassmaster Magazine. You know, for over 22 years, Bassmaster Magazine has been helping improve the fishing skills of everyone from great presidents to great weekend anglers. I'm Ray Scott, and whether you're a beginner or a seasoned angler, to catch more bass, you need to join the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society. Your exclusive member benefits include 10 big issues of Bassmaster Magazine, a handsome membership packet, and much, much more. Plus, if you join now, you'll get absolutely free this terrific tackle pack worth $9.95. So call toll-free. Here's how.
Call 1-800-543-1300 to join Bass. In addition to 10 big issues of Bassmaster and full membership credentials, you'll get a free tackle pack, including augertail worms, Berkeley trilene line, Man's Baby 1- lure, and the free book, Bass and Magic. That's 1-800-543-1300.
The final day of Megabucks 4. The weather is clear but cold, and the wind has laid. But the water temperature has dropped. What will it mean to these anglers?
The cold front I don't think will hurt them very much, because once they get into that spawning mode, they're pretty well locked in, so they might just slow down a bit on their aggressiveness, but they'll still bite. So far, they're proving me wrong this morning. Well, of course, Shaw, he's right on my tail, and he's always tough, and today with no wind, he may have a little bit better success at sightseeing those bedfish in the canals. He told me he didn't have much luck at it yesterday. So he, of course, is the biggest threat, but Ricky Clun, without a doubt, is always a threat. And he said he had on some good fish yesterday and lost them. I pretty much figured out that this was the hole he lost them on. But I'm always looking out for Rick. He can make a charge back. And there's several other fellows, too, that said they had good fish on yesterday, and anytime you get into some big fish, whether you catch them or not, you got that potential of landing a few of them and really stacking up some weight.
The pressure is on for all these anglers, but particularly the leaders.
Hold still. Yeah. Get off. There's a first one and a 7. Let's get this hook out of my pants.
The competition is tight.
Oh, yes. Please let it keep. Please let it keep. Let me catch one. How about just one today? Oh, darling, yeah. A little keeper.
And the leader scores again.
baby. That's a keeper, I think. Not a big one, but I think he'll measure.
But there's another angler here the leaders are concerned about, Rick Clunn, and he is catching fish. But Shaw Grigsby continues to catch the money fish.
There he is. I don't know. He's just a fish. Every fish is a good fish. Yeah, he's a keeper. Come on, darling. Come on, baby. Right. He's one of these barely keepers, but he's a keeper. Golly, these things really hook. Yes! Two.
The annual Megabucks tournament here in Leesburg, Florida has become a spectator sport. More than 3,000 fans turn out this last day for the final weigh-in. And this year, there's even a Miss Megabucks, Ginger Barbour. And as the spectators await the arrival of the final 10, they're treated to another kind of weigh-in, mini bucks. The winners of this kids-only tournament are brought to the weigh-in area in Megabuck style. Justin Hunter was the winner. Autumn Isom won second place, and Rhonda Torrance placed third. And the goings-on during this weigh-in were a little different.
Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get that fish out of there, let you hold it by his lip, like this. And you reach in there and get it. Oh, you got to do it. You have to do it. You ain't gonna get the money if you don't. Look here. Look here. Look here, I'm doing it like this. Look here. See? He can't do nothing to you. Hold that thing. Hold it tight now. Don't let it bite you now. Hold it tight. Woo! Oh, don't let the thing bite you. Woo! Hold it tight. Hold it on.
But these are the anglers the crowds really came to see, and particularly the last three contestants.
Our runner-up is coming in. This is Shaw Grigsby, who was 1 ounce off the lead yesterday. Shaw Grigsby. Shaw's from Gainesville, Florida. He has fished 42 of our official Bassmasters tournaments, and believe it or not, 21 occasions he has finished in the money. His total prize money up until this very moment, $146,000. He's a two-time qualifier for the Bassmasters Classic World Championship. Now, if you would bring those fish out nice and slow and nice and high, Shaw, and show everybody. We'll take the little ones and big ones, anything you got. Shaw was 1 ounce off the leader, Jim Bitters.
This Florida angler placed second 2 years ago. His catch will tell the story today.
Shaw Grigsby. Shaw. He's got a fish story we want to hear, but let's first weigh these fish and drain the water out. Shaw, you have, how many, 6 bass? Yeah, he's drained that water down to just a trickle. It's all the water out of it now. Just drain a little more. Just a little more, attaboy. Now, he doesn't care. One guy said, "You're killing me, don't do that anymore." That's okay, keep them wet. Now we're ready, Shaw Grigsby. The weight for your fish, 6 pounds even. That's the biggest string we've had today. Now, Shaw, we don't know what the other guys have got. I know you're anxious to find out, but right now, I believe he's pulled into the lead. Am I correct on that? He's pulled into the lead. All right, now.
And now the challenger.
The next gentleman coming up, folks, is the only man in history to win 3 Bassmasters Classic, 2 of them back-to-back. That gentleman, by the way, is our good friend Rick Clunn of Montgomery, Texas. Listen to his pedigree. He is the defending champion of the and also Bass Angler of the Year. He has been in the money, listen to this, 92 times out of 119 efforts. His career winnings, and he's never failed to make the Bassmasters Classic, career winnings 402 $100,000 and 15 consecutive times qualified for the Bassmasters Classic, the World Championship, the only man ever to do that. Now, Rick, if you kindly bring those fish up nice and slow, we got one keeper.
Many here consider Rick Clunn to be the finest professional angler on the circuit.
He's still digging, Forrest. There's another one. Folks, we may have a new leader here. Now, tell me once again what he's got to have to take the lead. 12 pounds and 4 ounces will put him in the lead, make him $108,000 richer. He's already won over $400,000, and we're going to check these fish. He has a bag full of fish. Folks, this man is incredible. Tremendously fine person and also an outstanding fisherman.
He has bass, but are they enough?
Now, Rick Clunn, tell me once again, he's got to have 12 pounds and 4 ounces. I don't know whether he'll make it or not, but we're going to know in just a minute. If he does, Shaw Grigsby has moved down to second place, and we have a new winner, at least for the moment. We won't know until the other fellas come in. Rick, congratulations. That was a fabulous day. We're going to drain this water off and ask you to step right up here, and we'll sweat it out. You've got to have 12-4. He has a 7 bass creel, all alive. That's the only 7 bass catch we've had yesterday and today. 7 alive. I know the pressure. He's been here so many times, folks. All right, watch the scales, folks. He's got to have 12-4. 12 pounds and 2 ounces.
And now this morning's leader.
Jim Bitter of Fruitland Park. Let's give him a nice hand. He's our last man. He was the leader yesterday by 1 ounce. He's really, I guess, Shaw Grigsby has taken the lead. Jim has fished 21 of our Bassmaster tournaments over the past several years, and on 10 occasions been in the money. He has $54,000 credit, winnings to his credit. Now, we'll ask you, Jim, if whatever you have there, bring them out one at a time, regardless of the size. Hold them up nice and high so these people a quarter of a mile away can see them. He's the only man that's got a chance. I guess if he could, what's he got to have to take? Huh? Got to have 6 pounds. All right, that'll put him ahead. Well, that won't make it. That's about 14 ounces and a half. Aha.
This is the chance for the hometown boy to bring home the bacon. Can he do it?
All right, Jim, come right on up. Well, we're going to sweat it out. You got to have 6 pounds. We're going to drain that water off real good. Keep on draining now. Just shake it down. All right, there we go. Shake it good. That's good. Don't give me any credit for water. Watch the scale. You got to have 6 pounds to win. 8 pounds, 7 ounces. Bring it in. See what happens when you win $108,000? Even the blue lady gives you a kiss.
And now it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters, brought to you by A.C. Delco.
This is where you look for the 10-pounder out here on these outside pads. The bigger fish kind of like to stay as deep as they feel comfortable with, and it's usually on these outside ones. Yeah, they bed right on these roots down here. That's their primary bedding structure, if they can find it, lily pads in Florida. Because generally they're growing in 4 or 5 foot of water, which is a good depth for them. And they like that roof over their head of those pads. It's kind of tough to find these beds. Sometimes you got to cast all 4 sides of a stalk of lily pads because that root under the water may be running out in any direction. They'll usually make the bed right at the bottom of the stems where it meets the root. And you kind of have to cast on all 4 sides of it to possibly run across the bed itself.
When it comes to fishing, everything's got to be just right, from what goes on the end of my line to what goes in the bottom of my boat. For me, that's Delco Voyager batteries with built-in charge indicators. Deep cycling and high cranking the whole time I'm out.
Delco Voyager batteries. Deep cycling, high cranking.
No other batteries get on board my boat. For the AC Delco retailer nearest you, just give me a call at 1-800-AC-DELCO.
Megabucks 4, a great tournament and a great new champion. And I might add, a much richer angler than when he made his first cast this morning. $108,000 richer, as a matter of fact. For the Bassmasters, I'm Ray Scott. Thanks for joining us. Hope we'll be seeing you here next week.
The Bassmasters has been brought to you by Humminbird, absolutely brilliant technology. Ranger Boats, we still build them one at a time. Johnson Outboards, wouldn't it be nice if everything else were as dependable as your Johnson outboard? DuPont Power Lines, Stren, Prime Plus, and new Magnathin and Magnum 1440. Abu Garcia, world's finest fishing tackle. AC Delco, automotive parts that don't just fit, they match. And the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society, the world's largest fishing society.